So why do we run out of licks? Because we can learn 1,000 licks and then we run out of licks anyway, because we simply can't remember them when we start playing, because licks are a deficient way of trying to learn how to solo. Licks are great when it comes to studying phrasing information or learning bending, sliding, like, right? We got a lot of different cool elements in there, a little bit of a pinch harmonic, sliding, bending, vibrato, and we can learn licks and then try to emulate the sound that we hear that guy, you know. So that's great for phrasing and for emulating the sound. But when it comes to soloing, if licks is what we have as our foundational basis of what we do, we're going to run out of them, because what we're basically trying to do is write a book with sentences from another book. And we can change the sentences a little bit around, but it's not a creative tool. It just isn't. It's like, you know, you got a lot of Lego blocks in front of you, but instead of starting to build with the Lego blocks, you have little pre-built figures, and it's just, it's a mess. It doesn't work that way. You have to be able to improvise or build at the level of the individual Lego block, which is a note, right? So how do we do that? Well, rhythm and ear training, basically, and, you know, scales and arpeggios, whatever tools we have, right? But when we run out of licks, that's a sure sign that we're really trying to build solos from little phrases, from sentences, and that won't work. What you need to do instead is that you need to start learning rhythm, so you can get a lot out of a little. So you can have like, right? You can play 4 notes and you can just keep playing new lines with those 4 notes over and over and over again, because you can change the rhythm all the time. That's an actual musical skill. Playing licks and the licks approach to soloing is like trying to take a classical piece of music and then write your own classical piece of music by breaking it up into bits and pieces and putting them together in a new way. That's stupid. It really is. But that's the recipe I got. You know, you got the scales, you got the arpeggios. Here's a lot of little examples of how to put that stuff together, which is licks. And then you go be creative with that. But how do I do that? Well, I can't teach you that, man. That's art. Just put a load of BS, right? It's not, first of all, it's a craft. Soloing is a craft. You can learn to play really great solo as a craft, whether or not it becomes art because you infuse it with, right, your personal pain experience or whatever. That's another thing. But anyone can learn to do this on a very, very high level, on the mastery level. But we need to break soloing down into what it really is, which is not little sentences, but actual notes. So how do you master the notes? That's what we have scales for, right? But how do you know what notes to play? Use your ear. And arpeggios as well, because those are really got nice. We can create some beautiful lines around arpeggios. But ear training, when it comes to, you know, learning, and you can watch the previous video that I just did, that when it comes to really gravitating towards the right note over the right chord in the background is key. And then your rhythm skills, because you can learn all the scales and arpeggios in the world, but you're going to sound like a complete amateur until you master rhythm at the highest level. And you can master rhythm at the highest level, because it's 5% of your total development, but it's 50% of music. So just get in there, master it. And there's no excuse for not mastering rhythm. It's not that hard. It might be hard to play the drums, right? You have to coordinate every part of your body and do all kinds of complex stuff. But mastering rhythm when it comes to guitar playing is actually not that hard. And most people don't. 99% of people who play guitar aren't mastering rhythm, and that you can hear it every single time. And if they did, if they spent the time, the months that goes into that of really getting to the highest level, they would sound amazing with whatever skills they have, with whatever 2 chords they know or 1 scale shape. So soloing is not about packing on layer of scales and arpeggios and techniques and tapping and legato and all of that. That has really nothing to do with soloing. If you take out soloing as its own thing and say, what is that discipline really? Well, with whatever tools you have, you need to be able to play those 2 notes if that's all you have when it comes to, right? You need to be able to add rhythm to that, to play it with the subdivisions in any bar, and you need to be able to hear whether or not the note you choose actually sounds good over the chords. So those are the 2 skills. Get on with it, right? And then, by all means, learn all the arpeggios you want and the scales and all the tools, but those are not going to make you become a great solo player. The 2 skills I just gave you are. So, See you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe and watch one of the other videos.